Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. Thank you guys for watching the Princeton Pong January Open. We just watched a fantastic final between Ojo Onolaopo and Adi Serene. Ojo, how you feel coming off of that victory?
I'm very happy to be able, to win the tournament because, Adi is a very good player. He has beat a lot of good players lately, but I just, I know him well enough, so I just keep, I just focus on my game. Like, okay, let me just try to play some tactics so that I'll be able to overcome him because he's a very, very good player. So I'm happy that I won the tournament.
Absolutely. It looks like at the beginning, you were having a little bit of a hard time just getting warmed up, getting steady. Adi was coming off a very, very tough semifinals, had a comeback of his own, but he was firing on all cylinders at that point. It was a little bit of a rough start for you. How did you manage to catch up early on?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's a very good player. And, in the first game, I just want to win the point at once. So, but, I have the coach, my coach has to let me know that you don't have to play like that. He's a young boy, you just have to keep the ball on table, then let's see what's going to happen. So, which is what I did in the second game. So, and I know, I just have to lead him by 2 or 3 points, then he's going to lose his mind. He's a young boy that he always loses his mind so easily. So, that's why I just focus on that, to just play against his emotion, to place the ball where he doesn't expect the ball. So, that's really what happened.
Yeah, we've definitely seen that adjustment. You played much more well-rounded as the match continued. Was there a particular strategy that you had in mind coming up against Adi? What was your mindset like? What were some of the match ideas that you had in mind?
Yeah, as you know, in semi-final, I almost want to lose against that Chinese guy. Especially when you are playing with the left hand like you, it's difficult to play. So right after I overcome that threat, I'm like, okay, I think today's going to be my day. I just have to be more focused on what I'm going to do, and I have to play more balls on table. So I just, focus, play more balls on table, and, it's a young boy and just keep making mistakes. So that's really what happened.
Right. We've seen you, some point in the third and fourth match, kind of take some distance away from the table and some of the points where Adi had a lot of the pressure. Did you feel comfortable playing away from the table?
Yeah, I do. I just know that, okay, whatever is playing with me, I need to play it back. So, and as long as I'm like, if you stay from the table, I have to make sure I keep the ball on the table. No matter where it's going to play, I cover the table and I'm ready to move. So that's exactly what happened.
Just wanted to ask if it was a conscious decision. For a lot of your third ball attacks, you come in with a forehand over the table. You go in very wide to the opposite player's forehand, since you're a lefty, of course. Is that a conscious choice for you to hit the ball so wide into it? Or is it just like that's the kind of height that you get? Or how exactly do you plan that?
It's just like a rhythm, Right after I play service, the service is a little bit high on the table, so my movement, it's already making him lose. It's like, okay, where it's going. So if I try to play super strong, he might put his racket. So that's why I just place him a little bit to make him feel like, oh, even though he played the ball back to me, I'm still ready to play more. So I just have to use to go in with my body movement. So that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mean, a player such as Adi, he's such a strong fighter, and he's always there in the blocking game. For some of those points that have extended earlier on, as the point continued, did you feel any danger of Adi coming back, especially after the second game? He had built up a little bit of momentum. Were you worried there at all?
Yes, I was worried a little bit. He won the first game, I won the second game, and I was leading like 7-3 in the third game. So, and I overcome. If he was leading me like 2-1, because, I'm the number one seed, I would just be nervous. So right after I win that, I'm like, okay. Because he's just looking for a way to be able to just lead me a little bit so that he can emphasize on that ball. So I'm just just make sure you win the 2-1. Then he's going to lose his mind, because if you win the 2-1, you might be saying something else.
Yeah, I mean, Ojo, you've had no easy matches today. Everything has been hard fought. Let's talk a little bit about the semifinal against Henry Zong. What a match. You were down 2-0. Sorry. Oh. Got a ball from the other court. You were down 0-2, and you came back 3-2 to grab the match. What was even going on in that match? What do you think the reason was that you were down so early on?
Yeah, it's a pen order, and it's the Chinese. So I haven't played with the Chinese in a very long time now, because I didn't really play tournament like I used to play before. So, and I'm playing before here, which I beat him like easy. So today everything was just so frustrating. It's playing everything. It's playing against my mind, and my leg wasn't stable. So, and it won the first game. I was leading second game 7-3. So right after I lose that match, I'm like, oh, today might be a bad day. But so my coach just be like, no, just play the ball on table. You are the one missing. Just focus and play the ball on table, which I did, and everything will just go my way. So it's a very good player, and it's a penalty with the left. You do all this kind of trick, and I'm like, what is this? This is not Shushain. What's going on here? So I just keep focused. That's why I'll be able to overcome him like that.
Absolutely. One of Henry's hallmark things is always making you guess. It looked like you were especially having trouble with trying to figure out whether he's going to go for the inside-out ball or the down-the-line ball, take it cross-court. He was doing some very tricky stuff. Towards the end, it looks like you were making a lot of adjustments. You were coming in with a lot of momentum in the fifth game. One thing I want to ask you about in particular, he has this particular receive where he kind of lifts the ball off the bounce with a little bit of side spin. What's so difficult about receiving a ball like that?
It's so difficult because he was playing with penalty. So I don't even know. I missed a lot of shots when he did that. So I just okay, don't serve to where he's going to do that. Serve, and I know when the game is 2-2, he won't have confidence to do that. So that's why I tried it. So right after I get it 2-2, I'm like, okay. Then I keep the ball straight to his forehand. So even though he want to do it, he can only do it one way, straight to my forehand. So I I served there, he just keep missing the ball. So it was just a lucky match for me to win. So that's what really happened. I guess he's a very good player. So I just I keep my focus, I concentrate, I play so before I really like to play with my shot because if I want to kill the ball, it's like it's already there. So when it gets to 2-2, I started playing lights, like a little bit of spin. Then it keep it's getting nervous. It can't even block anymore. So that's why I'll be able to win the tournament.
Absolutely. And I want to ask you about bringing a coach with you today. Is this something that you're kind of made an active choice in, or is this a friend just coming to tag along, or is this a dedicated coach that's going to be helping you throughout your tournaments to make sure you're improving your play?
Oh yeah, the coach with me is a Nigerian coach. So normally he can't sit home when I'm playing tournament. So normally you want to play, but because if you never play tournament in America and you play, you are not going to qualify. So that's why okay, just wait. Let me just play and keep coaching me. So and you can see it's really helped. If it's not here, maybe I should have lost against the Henry in semifinal. So it really helped me a lot. And so I'm so happy to have him here.
Right, absolutely. It's always important to have somebody there to keep you accountable. I know sometimes you like to have a little bit of fun in your games, but I see the coach there is like focus, focus, focus. So I'm sure he's been a great addition to your team. Finally, any final thoughts for this tournament? How do you feel coming off of this victory in the grand scheme of things? Any big tournaments coming up? What is your mindset going forward? Anything that you got your eyes set on?
Yeah, right now before I don't really practice due to you have to work. There's no time for practice, and I keep losing to people I don't want to lose to. Especially in New York. The last time I lost to Gal, which Gal was, it never beat me. I think he only beat me one. I beat him many times. So now if I want to regain my respect, I have to keep practice. And you can't do anything without practice. You have to practice to be able to play very well. So you can see last time I was playing so bad, but today, okay, because I practiced with my coach 2 or 3 days in this week, so I can see some changes. So I just have my focus my focus now is Westchester, because I never win Westchester. Always quarterfinals, semifinals. So my aim is to keep practice so that I can win Westchester. So that's my focus now.
Right, yeah, we've had some big hitters in Westchester. Jishan Lang went on a massive win streak. I think he won 4 tournaments in a row. And then we had Olajide Omotayo come in and face off against John Lee. And even Omotayo couldn't beat John Lee. That was a fantastic final. Comes back from a 2-0, 2-0 advance, yeah. And then he takes it back. Is there anybody that you feel like is a particular rival of yours in Westchester?
Yeah, everybody is a rival. Sharon, Gal, Jishan, the shopper, everybody is Lee, everybody is good. But there's nothing impossible. If you practice, everybody practice, that's why they're good. So, and I know how to play table tennis, so I just have to practice. If I practice, all the game is 50-50. And, I can't play with all of them. I just have to play with few, to get to the final to be able to win the cup. So Sometimes, even though you might be, sometimes maybe somebody else might like be Jan Lee already. So you don't have to play with all of them. You just have to move. You are in shape to play with them. But if you don't practice, you can't play with them because those people play every day. So they don't work. They just practice every day. Sharon, Gal, all of them. So I just have to do the same thing. Practice so that I can, I can compete with them in the same level. So.
And speaking of practice, what is your practice regimen like? Who are you practicing with? And at your level, of course, it's a little bit of a higher level. Do you find it difficult to find somebody to practice with?
Yeah, it's so difficult to find someone. But currently I practice with my coach. He just, multi-balls, block for me, lip for me. It's still active. He's still playing. So me playing with him, it's really going to help me until maybe, I know he's going back next month. And if we go back, I think Omotayo is coming. So he's going to stay for like 2 weeks. So I'll keep practice with him because I still want to get back to the national team. So without me committing myself that I want to do this, it's difficult. So, but currently I have to keep practice with him for this moment. But it's going to be difficult because he has to work. But anytime we have a chance, we have to do it. Anytime we have the chance, we have to do it. So that's exactly what we plan doing this year.
Right, absolutely. I'm not going to hold you any longer. Anything you want to say to your fans out there, anybody who is watching your tournament, anything you want to say to anybody out there, your family, whoever?
Yeah, I want to say thank you guys for supporting Ojo Onolaopo. I really appreciate all the effort, all the support. And I'm going to keep practicing that. I'm going to keep winning for you guys and for me. Respect.
Okay, thank you so much, Ojo. Take care.